Hi, this is Gustav, the developer of TupiTube. Welcome to our channel. Right now, transmitting live from Tupiland. This is my first experiment explaining a little animation exercise along a live YouTube session. So let's see how it goes and more importantly, if you like it. Okay, I'm not sure if this is working, but oh, it seems it does. Okay, here we are. So let's talk about let's talk about the exercise we're going to study today. Some weeks ago, I detected several students trying to post the same animation on our website. The structure of the exercise is quite simple. So let's take a look at the source file made by one of the students using TupiTube. There it is. This is the example. Quite simple actually. As you can see, in the center of the scene, there is a triangle resting on a rectangle and a little circle simulating a ball bouncing over the triangle. That's it. Let's take a look at it. I saw many exercises using this same formula, this same structure. So I think this will be a really interesting chance to show you how to do this exercise following the best practices. Uh, mm, Using TupiTube, because in that way you can save a lot of time. The final result could be really nice, really cool. So that's the idea. Okay. So before starting this animation exercise, I strongly recommend you to take a look at the TupiTubes number 5 and 6 available on our YouTube channel. Let me show you. I'm talking about right here. 5 key concepts of motion. This stupid tip, it will be really helpful for you to do the exercise we're going to work on today. And I will also recommend you to watch the stupid tip number 6, telling a story with a dot. That will help you a lot. In fact, I recommend you to watch the whole series and do the exercise. But if you don't want to, it's okay. But uh, I just want to advise you try the video number 5, the tupi tip number 5 and the tupi tip number 6. Okay, that said, let's take a look at this little example in movement. You can see quite simple, looks a little incomplete, the movement is not so fluid, but it's not bad actually. It's a good try, it's a good exercise. But let's try our own version. Before doing the practice, I want to show you a little example. It's not example actually, is a set of different sketches and reference so we can have an idea of our plan. And this is pretty important. Always before starting an animation exercise, it's important that you visualize what you want to do before starting. I have seen a lot of kids trying to start animating from the very beginning, having no idea what is the structure of the animation they want to create. So the problem with that is that finally you lose a lot of time failing because you don't have a plan. So always plan your animation. Always think before starting, think the steps you want to follow so you can reach the best result at the end. Okay? So we already saw the structure of the animation, and this the part of the animation that never moves is this triangle and this rectangle. So my suggestion is those elements, as those elements never change in the animation, uh, the best idea for them is to put them in the background mode of the project. So I don't know if you already familiar with the interface of TupiTube, but the background modes, okay, there are several, but for this example we're going to focus only on the vector static background mode. As the triangle and the rectangle never moves, as they never move, we are going to put it on the vector static background. That way, they I always be present in the whole animation, and we don't have to add it all the time in every new frame. Okay. Um, the other important thing to have in mind for this project and for every project, for every exercise that you do with TupiTube, is that always think about the colors before the colors you want to use before starting the project. Because I have seen a lot of kids. Oh, sorry. I haven't read the chat. There's a little guy there. Son of Liberty 100. Oh, hello there. Nice to see you. You are my first user on a live transmission in a long time, so pretty welcome. Okay, let's skip with the animation. Allow me to say hi just for a moment. Okay, hello there. Hello there. Oh, you're a huge fan of our software. Thank you so much. This is inspiring to work with some users around. That's nice. Um, oh, there is another one. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the exercise. As I was saying, everything that doesn't move in the animation must be placed in the static background mode, because and that in that way you put it once and it will be always in the scene. So for this specific example, we are going to put the triangle and the rectangle inside the vector static background mode. That's what I show you here. Okay, this is my the first step I'm planning for my animation. In this frame, I'm just showing you the colors. As I mentioned before, it's pretty important that you plan your animation, and part of that is that you include colors from the beginning. I have seen a lot of kids trying to animate without using colors and creating huge projects. And then when the animation is done, they want to start painting, they want to start coloring. That's terrible idea, because you will lose a lot of time. I don't recall if I already mentioned that, but this is important, kids. This is really important. Use colors from the beginning of your animation of your project. Um, okay, let's keep with the project. Now that we have the okay, another important thing that you should set from the beginning is the color of your background, which is this option in the color palette. I used to like the blue color, but you can choose the colors you want. We will talk about color palettes and how to choose colors for your animation, but in future live sessions, this won't be that one. So far, I'm going to pick the blue color, and this will be the start of my exercise. So, uh, so this is how we are going to start creating our background, choosing the color of our background of our background. Sorry for the redundancy. Um, and now we are ready to start animating the bouncing ball. Um, what is the next step I suggest to the users? In some of the sketches you won't see color, but don't worry about it. I mean, this is are only sketches to explain you how to do uh, to explain you the structure of the exercise, the workflow you should follow to have a really cool um, result. Okay, so we are going to define the road, the path of the bouncing ball that is going to move through the scene. I recommend you doing this because this guide uh, will allow you to be clear on the positions for the ball that you will be adding frame by frame. So, but how we add this path in red that you are watching in the scene right now. Okay, we get back to the vector static background mode. And using a line, when I'm using auxiliary paths like this one, I like to use the red color to show that this is not a definitive part of the animation. It's just a complementary temporary line that I'm going to use as guide. Okay, so you can do it in the way you want to. I just want to show you the way I like to do it. So using the line tool, I used to create the line, and then using the tool, the node editor, I modify the line so I can give it the form I want to. I also, when I'm using auxiliary paths, auxiliary roads, I like to use this pattern of line. So so it's a way to show that this is to me. It's a way to show me that this will be a temporary line that I'm just going to use it as a guide for the trajectory of my bouncing ball. Okay, that's all about the second part. I add, this is important. You have to add it in the static background mode. So in that way, you don't have to you don't need to add it in every frame. As is part as it is temporary part of the background, it will be there always. At the end of the animation, of course, we will remove it. It won't be there forever. We will remove it. It's just a help we are using temporarily. Okay. Um, so now that we have the background with colors, of course, remember, like this, and that we have the path we are going for our bouncing ball. Oh, sorry, I need a little water. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now that we have the background and the path of the bouncing ball, the next step we need to follow is this one, and it is to add the keyframes for the animation, the key positions for the trajectory of the bouncing ball. That would be my recommendation. So you will be adding the first frames for the animation, including those positions that you consider are the one that defines the movement of the ball. As you can see here, this is an static. This is just a sketch of the animation. It's just a drawing. It's an image. But watching the position of the balls, you can see what's going on. I mean, this is a ball going through the scene, bouncing once, going up, bouncing again, and then disappearing from the scene. Uh, this is the first step I recommend. So for this example, basically you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 keyframes. That's the first you need to add. Of course, when you try to play the animation with only these keyframes, it will look a little strange. but the keyframes are just the beginning of the process. After that, you will have to add the in-between frames, which is the complementary frames that allow us to create the real illusion of movement. So in this new sketch, I want to show you in blue, you will see the keyframes of the animation, but in gray, you will see all the frames that I had to add to create the illusion of movement from the bouncing ball. So let's count how many frames in total I have to create, including the keyframes and the in-between frames. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Exactly 24 frames I had to add to the animation to create that illusion. Of course, you won't use different colors for the keyframes and in between frames. The ball always will have the same colors, so this could be the way it should look. Okay, not necessarily, but this is some kind of summary of a general vision of the path and the movement of the bones involved through this scene. This is what we are going to create. Okay, so what's the next step? Okay, the next step is to create the frames. This is an animated version of the exercise. So if I move to the exposure sheet, you will see how the bouncing ball is moving through the scene. For every frame, the bouncing ball is in a different position. A little recommendation I would like to tell at this point is that always create empty frames before and after the animation. In that way, you can see how the ball appears in the scene and how disappear. I have seen a lot of kids that don't add these empty frames and the animation looks a little incomplete, too fast, too short. So including those additional frames, empty frames, will help you to give a better experience, a better result of your animation. Okay, now this one we can play it, and this is an important point that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the animation. For all the exercise to avoid the necessity of creating a lot of frames, we're always are going to work with an FPS value of 12. Some of you would like to work with 24 frames, which is okay, but it will demand a lot of more frames, a lot of more work. So for school students, I think that a good number to create basic exercise without requiring a lot of work is 12. For the FPS variable, I always recommend 12 frames per second. So let's play it and let's see how it goes. This is it. This is our animation without color, and as you already noticed, the path in red is still part of the background. We will remove it in the final version. um, Only one detail that is important. Notice that when the ball hits the surface of the rectangle, it blends, right? As this is some kind of rubber ball or something like that. This is a little detail that matters when you want to create the illusion of movement. For example, in the case of a ball, it's important that you change the shape, stretching a little the ball while it hits the ground, and then in the second bounce it does it too. Okay, we already have this with At this point, we already have an interesting um, advance, if you wish, of the animation. But we need to finish it, of course. So let's work on it. Uh, Next step in this scene, I want to show you uh, how the animation looks without the auxiliary path that I added in red. Remember, I removed it from the animation, so let's take a look how it will look without the path, the auxiliary path. Mm, a really nice. Mm, it's a fluid, smooth movement. I like it actually. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your comment, Son of Liberty 100. I like you like it. Really. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the final result with colors. In this explanation, I was showing you the animation without colors, which is a mistake. Which is a mistake because from the very beginning, all the process uh, would it should look like this in color. Remember that. Um, so let's see. This is actually the final result with colors. And let's take a look at it. Of course, for example, I could add sound to this animation as sound effects for the bouncing ball. You know, when it hits the ground, if you wish, the rectangle, I could add a sound effect like boing, 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 for example. Uh, it could be done, but so far I want to keep it simple. Of course, in the future, I will keep doing this kind of sessions, explaining the exercise so you can do it in a better way. Um, right now, this is my first try doing these live sessions in a long time ago. Several years I tried. Now I'm getting back with these sessions. I hope you like it. Please let me know in the comments of this video if you want me to post this source file in case you want to take a look at it. I will post it on our TupiTube website so you can download the source file and take a look at all these sketches and reference that I create to explain this animation. If you want it, please let me know in the comments. And this is so far a good start, I think, for this series of live sessions. Please in the comments let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to do more of this. And for those kids, for those students that were doing this exercise, I really hope that this session helps you to try this exercise again and to get a better result. I know you can do it. I know you can get really cool results following these steps. Um, okay, I don't know how much time I have been transmitting, but I think it was a really good session. I hope you enjoy it. I am expecting to create step by step from the scratch exercises for the future. So you will see me how I was adding every one of these frames. So those will be longer sessions, but I will try to do really basic, really basic exercise so you can see how I create them. Okay, guys, I think this is all for now. It was a really nice experience. I really say thank you to Some of Liberty 100, my first my first, how to say, the first member of my audience alive. So thank you for being there. Okay, and that's it for now, guys. Uh, oh, one last question. Do you want to make 12 basic animation types? Are you talking about the principles of animation? 12 principles of animation? I know them, and we can try. We can try some exercise, one per session. That would be nice if you are talking about the 12 principles of animation, which is a must in this in this project. Yes, I think we will. I think we will in the future. I need to get a little more practice doing these sessions, but of course. Oh, thank you. Thank you to you too, guy. Little guy. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you enjoy it and see you in the next video.